Boy, I love that intro. I love Chris Hobbs sliding back into first base.
I like that number 5 on his shirt.
Yeah, I know you do. You old number 5 yourself.
That's right.
A hero in last week's game at Glen Rose.
Yeah.
That we talked about on Wednesday. Coach Sammy Burnett, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm doing wonderful, Carl. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great. Thank you for being here, and thanks for asking.
You bet.
All right. We do have a lot to cover right there.
do.
What were you pointing out during the intro?
Oh, Star's piggies that she had wiggling down there with the flops on.
Stars flip-flops.
Yeah. Before we get going into this session, let's don't talk about NASCAR, Carl. My boy had a bad day.
Yeah,
bad day.
You and Star done cover that.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
25th.
I may have to jump ship.
You need to change drivers.
I can't do that, but I can get an alternate plan, so I can pick me somebody else. I have 2 drivers this year.
Somebody in the top 10.
Man alive, he's been struggling bad, but
The Bush guy, the
Yes.
Kyle Bush,
Yeah,
not to be confused with Kurt Busch.
yeah, he's lap down at one time, and he wasn't good. He went from like 4th place to a lap down. I'm like, what happened? But
Wow.
wasn't good.
My
And-
guy got 2 speeding on pit road penalties.
That
Still
would be
finished seventh.
Kyle
What?
Larson. Yeah, he's pretty good.
And the winner was
That would have been Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex Jr. We
Joe
talked
Gibbs
about
Racing.
that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we talked about that this morning. Martin Truex.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. All right. Where did
That's
they
your
go this week?
NASCAR report for the week.
Yeah, y'all don't need to be listening to that NASCAR update every night at 6:25. You get it right here.
Right.
All right. Well, Coach, it is good to see you. And, man, we do have a lot of scores to get to. But before we get going, we just need to give a shout-out to our man out there.
Yeah, Dallas, man, we love you. We're praying for you. We know that you just had hip surgery. Linda said that went pretty well. I know you're in a lot of pain, but you know there's no pain too deep that the Lord can't heal, brother. So we love you. You're in our thoughts and our prayers constantly.
Well, there's no doubt. You know, waiting for bypass surgery, fell and broke his hip on Friday, and ambulance took him to Hendrick. He's still in Hendrick now, but yeah, absolutely. We wish you well, Dallas and Linda. And as of right now, the bypass surgery is still scheduled for Wednesday.
He's going to do well. He's a fighter. He's going
Oh.
to pull through. It's all good. Got a lot of great things in store left.
Yeah, and a lot of support.
That's right. We love you.
All right, Dallas, a little shout out for our man, Dallas Houston, voice of the Brownwood Lions. 59th season coming up.
Just to make sure that everyone understands the length that I'm 52. He's been doing it a long time.
He's been doing it as long as I've been on this earth.
Yeah.
In fact, he started broadcasting about the time I was born.
Really?
Yes,
It's
sir.
amazing, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing how long he's sat in that chair.
And of course, he's covered Howard Payne since
And
19.
no one could
yeah.
have ever done it any better.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
He is the man.
Well, there's
He
no
is the
doubt
man.
about that. And we hope he's back behind the mic before
Yep.
too long.
Yep. We kick off in August, so.
We do. August 27th, 29th.
Speaking of kicking off, we start spring football on Tuesdays and Thursdays to the end of March. It's to come April, we'll go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you'll see us out there on the grass a little bit if you're riding around there in the middle of the day.
Really?
I'm excited.
Spring football. So you start tomorrow?
Start tomorrow.
Oh, man. That's exciting
That
right
is
there.
exciting.
Throwing
We
the
met-
ball around.
Yep,
and-
we met yesterday as a staff, and met before that, before we got through the holidays, and then we met yesterday as a staff to make sure we had our ducks in a row, because I like being organized and everybody know what's going on. So we met yesterday, and the atmosphere was nice in the coach's office. We're ready to go.
All right, now I know last year with the COVID situation, there were a lot of rules and regulations, things you couldn't do, things you could do, even during the spring practice. So how has that changed any this year?
I haven't heard anything from the UIL yet, so we're staying with the plan that we've had in place until they tell us different. We're going to stay with it. But right now, we'll go out during the period on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so we'll get about 40 minutes a day with our kids. And then, of course, they go to the other sports just like they normally would. So instead of us doing our mat drills and our agilities and the monkey bars and the plyo boxes and the ladders and the speed ladders and the cones, we're going to start doing some skill work. And then by April, that'll give us a little bit of time to get ready for our own league that we'll start every Monday in May, and then we kick off our 7-on-7 state qualifiers on May the 15th. So it's about to get real busy football-wise. It's important. You know, we really struggled last year not having 7-on-7. Area that we were trying to identify was our quarterback position, and with 7-on-7, that would allow us to have done that, but we weren't able to do that, and we're still in that situation. We're still got to find a quarterback, and it's going to be vital that we're able to get out there and throw the ball around and sort of put some evaluations on some kids.
Well, put a smile on my face
Yeah.
talking football
No
here
doubt.
in March. I love it. Put a smile on. I made Derek yawn.
He's over there yawning. Maybe I spoke on the topic too much. He's over there yawning.
Oh man, I love it, love it. So anyway,
I mean, I look over there and I saw his Madula Oblongata.
he plays for China Spring. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, here we go.
All right, we have a lot of scores and stuff to get to. I'm just going to let you have it for a little bit and tell us what happened this weekend.
All right. Well, let's start with soccer. The girls went over to Mineral Wells, who has a good program as well. Won that game and won that contest in a shootout. Coach Mosqueda was really excited about that. On the same note, the boys' game was postponed. Coach Swansea's son was tested positive for COVID, so that's putting him in quarantine. So a lot of communication with their athletic director and their coach, and we've moved that game to Monday the 22nd. That'll be in Mineral Wells. Those games will start at 4:30 for the JV and 4 for the JV, 5:30 for the varsity. And Coach Clark, who has been the assistant coach for a couple of years, is going to step in and fill that role as the head coach until Coach Swansea is able to return. If anybody on staff, when I had to evaluate that, his knowledge of soccer is greater than anybody's, and he'll do a great job with the boys. They know who he is and all that, so we won't miss a beat right there. So they'll continue their season. They're open on Tuesday, but they'll play again on Friday against Stephenville.
Okay,
And
so
then-
they are playing Friday.
Yes, they will play Friday, and then by district rule, if the game against Mineral Wells that needs to be made up has no bearing on the standings, that game will not be played. If
Okay.
it does have bearing, which point differentials or whatever, if there's a need to play that game, then that'll be played on the 22nd. Softball team traveled to Graham, took it on the chin, but looking at scores and talking to coach, ball games that they're scoring 12 points, they're getting outscored by a point, giving up 13, close ball games, but they're not scoring many points, nor is the opponent. But worthy opponents to play. Gives them an opportunity to go out there and just continue to get work. There's no fear that by the time we get to district, I think they'll be ready to go. But they're in every ball game. It's like I said, on the games that we're scoring 10 or 12, we're also giving up that many. On games that we're scoring 2 or 3, we're giving up 3 or 4. So once we fix that, I think those girls are out there playing hard. Got a chance to see them. They'll do just fine. On the boys' side, they went 1-1 on day one against opponents of our classification. Beat Sweetwater, turned around and got beat by a good Crandall team 4-1, which we should have won that ball game. We had one inning where we had 2 errors that allowed them to score 4 runs, or 3 runs in one inning, and then another error to allow them to score another. Other than that, we should win that ball game. And talking to Coach Harris and Coach Mauser, they understand that and they know that. And they're just right on the cuff of being really good. I think with a young group and with more consistency in the field, I think in that game that they lost, they had 10 hits. And then they turn around Saturday and play a very good Wiley team and got beat 3-1. That's a great ball game. Could have been a little closer, and for them to compete that way against a very stout Wiley team right now is pretty good. And then they turn around and played Midland, which is always a real powerhouse. Midland is known for baseball, and they got beat by 10 in that game, but that was just a debacle on our part. That was all our doing. So once we fix the little inconsistencies that come with the lack of age or maturity as a team, I think they're going to just continue to get better and better. But I like the product that I see out there. I think that our baseball program is on the upswing. So
Yeah, I'm
really
excited.
pleased.
Wiley's a top 10 team, and
Yeah.
we hung with them pretty well.
Yeah,
So I'm
3-1 ball
excited.
game.
Yeah.
And then we went to what's it called over there? Lampasas. Sorry, I couldn't get that out, and ran in the Badger relays. And man, we were dominant. Won all relays. Didn't run the 4x2. We had some kids out, and so we didn't run that relay. So we allowed someone else to get a trophy in that one. But we went over there and won the sprint relays in both divisions. The girls and boys did extremely well. The boys won the mile relay, which is best race for me. That's a gut race. I like to see those kids compete, but they did a great job of that. Boys and girls, we had great numbers. Had to take multiple buses. We had so many kids, so we were dominant in the population of the teams, and we were dominant on the track. So really look forward to great things from Coach Neely and Coach Howard. So just excited where we are right now. So all in all, and then the fact that our spring sports are off and running, and everybody's going and everybody's getting to participate. That's a big deal.
Yeah, busy. We have more stuff tomorrow. tomorrow to talk
we
about.
got tennis going on today. Hadn't heard from Coach Blasey. They went to Liberty Hill. Liberty Hill has an outstanding tennis program, so we'll see how that turned out. But we faced them once already this year, and they got us a little bit. But man, iron sharpens iron, and I'm telling you, Liberty Hill has a great tennis program. So anytime we have an opportunity to play an opponent like that and step up a class and play them, it's only going to make our kids better. So look forward to seeing how that goes. Big showdown on the diamond tomorrow with Lampasas coming to town. Of course, they got the what's his
Ace
name?
Whitehead.
Ace Whitehead, who's just a great athlete. I mean, he's going to Texas to play center field, but he's also a dominant pitcher in high school, 90 plus miles an hour. So it'll be fun to go out there and see that game. So the varsity will kick off at 7 o'clock. So if you have nothing to do, weather should be pretty good, I guess.
It's going to be.
It's going to be a good ball game.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I will be there too. It's going to be fun to see.
This will be, you know what? I know it's early in district, but both teams are 1-0, so
Yeah.
early district lead right
Yeah,
here.
and you know, the curious person on that side is going to be Gatesville, who actually played a ball game with them. So, and on the same lines, we have golf, boys and girls going to Gatesville. So we got our hands full on Tuesday. Softball at Alvarado on Wednesday. That's a 4:30 and a 6 o'clock start for them. So, like I said, we're all in action. Get real heavy on Friday, and we'll have a little bit of track on Saturday too.
Man.
So we got a busy week.
I'm really, and I'm really looking forward to that game tomorrow night.
I am too.
7 o'clock varsity. Ace threw a 2-hit shutout against Gatesville in their first district game. 18 strikeouts last
Yep.
week. He's a left-hander.
Yep.
And as you said, going to UT as a center fielder. But it's going to be a great matchup for the Brown Whale. Overall, their won-loss record's like 4-10. But it's going to be a good game tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
and that's all with the assumption that they're going to pitch him, and I don't see why they wouldn't.
I don't
it's-
think he pitched this weekend in their
Yeah,
tournament.
and it's the first game of the week, so why not throw him against this, pretty big ball game to start the district, right in the early district. But I'm ready. Bring him to town. Let's knock him out the man.
I'm ready, man. I am so ready.
I'm all about that.
And you talked about softball. I mean, they're just so
They're
right there
close.
at every game.
Yeah.
One of the losses in Graham was to Stanford. They're a 2A school, but no shame. The little
Yeah.
girl that pitched for Stanford has like 5 no-hitters this year
they're
and is going to
three,
UT.
and that was a 3-0 ball game.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they get beat by Iowa Park, which was a close game. They got beat in the extra inning game against Graham, I think it was. In 8 innings, it was tied. They played another inning, and then they dropped it.
Holiday.
They dropped
But
it.
they had the lead on Holiday, and Holiday's a top 10 team. I mean, we're
It's-
right
now, They're
there.
not playing any chumps.
Yeah.
I mean, and here's another thing. They got some new kids and new girls playing different positions. It takes a while to gel. So, and the one thing I do know about softball, you can have 8 horrible softball players and 1 good pitcher, and you can be really good. You know what I'm
you
saying? You can
can.
be really good.
No
so
doubt.
I've seen some pretty good pitching, but that, like I said, that's only going to make us better for the future. We're going to do fine.
Absolutely, and they're at Alvarado on Wednesday.
Yeah,
so-
4:30 and 6.
Oh man, so lots going on. As you said, Friday and Saturday is going to be busy too. So busy week, and right here is the place to catch up on everything with Coach Sammy Burnett. I'm just excited about spring football. I
Me
keep
too.
thinking about that.
Me too. I've been thinking about it all week. We're off and spring break came, but I knew that we were starting some spring football. Got a text early this morning from Coach Howard at Gatesville asking me some questions about when we start. I said, Coach, we start tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm ready.
Coach Howard, is he new at Gatesville?
Yeah, he's been there about 3. This is his 3rd year, I think, or 2nd year. No, it's his
okay.
2nd. I think he's a year behind me.
I got you. All right, so we're excited about that and get out there and throw the ball around a little bit. All right, man, great stuff today as always.
Yep.
Coach, seems like I'm forgetting something. Did we cover everything, Derek? Okay.
He's still over there yawning.
He must have had a wild
Yeah,
weekend.
he must have had a big spring break. Let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Avalon Custom Homes, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendricks Medical, Howard Enterprises, Humphrey Pete's, and all the H's
Yeah.
sort of get me. Landmark Life, MC Bank, Parent Johnson Associates, Smith and Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Tees. Really appreciate what you do to allow us to do this twice a week.
I know what I was going to mention.
What were you gonna mention?
That pork loin
Was
you
it
brought
good?
out. Was it good? Was it good, y'all?
It was wonderful.
Thumbs
I
up.
mean, it was
glad you liked it.
amazing.
The barbecue sauce is delicious.
Your sauce
that-
is the best sauce.
I appreciate that.
You make that?
My brother and I came up with that concoction actually, and there's a white sauce I didn't bring that I made that actually people like a lot more. So I need to get you some of that. I just didn't have time to do it.
Well, we appreciate it. It was really
I'm glad you
good.
liked it.
This
I
guy knows
actually
how to
made
cook.
a lot, and I passed it out to everybody. And I bet I ate 5 bites myself. But I have more joy in giving. But here's the other thing: I want your honest opinion.
Yeah.
I don't want someone to say, "Oh, it's good." And if it wasn't good, I need to know because I got to fix it. But
No, honestly, it was
pretty good.
amazing.
I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, we
Pleasure.
did. And thank you for that.
You're
Coach, we will visit again on Wednesday.
Yes, I will have a special guest in the studio on Wednesday. We'll keep it a secret until that.
Well, I can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again to Star, producer, engineer, as always, doing a great job behind the dials. Coach, we'll see you Wednesday. That is the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show every Monday and Wednesday at this time here on KOXE 101.3 and KOXE.com. Very easy to find. Just go to KOXE.com, go to KOXE TV, and it's right there. Very simple. And, of course, on your mobile app.